What if the secret to a longer, happier life wasn't some complicated New Age fad, but a really old, simple philosophy from Japan? Well, today that's exactly what we're going to do. We're unlocking Ikigai, a concept that I promise you could totally change the way you see your days.
I mean, really think about it. It's a question that has puzzled scientists and philosophers forever. Why do some people seem to just keep going, full of energy and joy well past 100? What is their secret? Is it their diet? Is it some amazing genetics? Or is it something deeper, something that actually gets them excited to wake up every single day?
So researchers have actually identified these 5 spots in the world. They call them blue zones, where people live these extraordinarily long and healthy lives. And while they're all unique, one place, it just stands out. Okinawa, Japan. The number of centenarians there is just off the charts. So that's where we're going to focus our search for answers.
So what is the core secret? What's the magic ingredient? Well, it isn't just their famously healthy diet or the beautiful climate. Nope. At the very heart of their incredible vitality is this powerful guiding philosophy. It's a single word that truly shapes their entire approach to life: Ikigai.
Ikigai. So it's a combination of the Japanese words for life and to be worthwhile. But it's so much more than just a job or a purpose. It's that specific, driving force that brings you real satisfaction and meaning. And that translation, the happiness of always being busy, a better way to think of it is the joy of being purposefully busy,
Now, what's really cool is that your Ikigai isn't just one single thing. It's found right there in the middle, at the intersection of 4 really key parts of your life. It's that sweet spot where what you absolutely love doing, what you happen to be really good at, what the world actually needs, and what someone might pay you for, it all comes together. It's where your passion, your mission, and your profession all align.
This Okinawan proverb just nails it, doesn't it? Your Ikigai isn't some far-off, abstract goal you might get to someday. No, it's a daily thing. It's the concrete reason you're actually eager to start your day, not just on Saturday, but every single morning. Okay, so if Ikigai is the compass that points you towards your purpose, what does it actually feel like to follow it? Well, the experience of living your Ikigai is often described by this one psychological state, and it's called flow. I'm sure we've all felt this at some point. You're so completely absorbed in what you're doing, maybe it's painting, or coding, or gardening, or playing an instrument, that hours feel like minutes. You're not distracted, you're not worried about anything else, you are just there, completely present. That's flow, and that's your Ikigai in action. And this chart just perfectly illustrates the power of flow versus its modern-day enemy, multitasking. I mean, it's night and day, right? Flow makes you feel energized, productive, in control. Multitasking, it just leaves you feeling stressed, scattered, and totally drained. It's the difference between doing deep, meaningful work and just spinning your wheels.
So how can we get more of this flow in our lives? Well, the steps are actually pretty simple, though I'll admit, not always easy. First, pick a challenge that's just a little bit outside your comfort zone. Not impossible, but not boring either. Then, have a super clear goal before you start. And here's the big one. Dedicate yourself to that single task. Build a fortress against distractions. Seriously, turn off the notifications. Close the extra tabs. That's how you invite that amazing state of flow. All right, so finding your Ikigai and getting into flow aren't just mental exercises, right? They're supported by an entire way of life. So let's take a look at some of the practical, day-to-day habits of these Okinawan masters of longevity.
One of the most common sayings you'll hear in Okinawa is hara hachibu. They say it before every meal, and it basically means fill your belly to 80%. So instead of eating until they're stuffed, they just stop when they're almost full. It's such a simple, mindful practice, but it keeps the body from getting overworked with digestion. Pretty smart, huh?
Community is absolutely everything. Okinawans have this amazing tradition of forming these small, super tight-knit groups called a moai. Think of it like a social safety net. Friends for life who support each other through thick and thin, emotionally, socially, even financially. It provides this incredible sense of security and belonging. It's your tribe. When you ask the elders from Ogimi, which is literally nicknamed the Village of Longevity, about their secrets, they almost always talk about mindset first. And their wisdom is so simple but so profound. They say, worry ages us more than time itself. And keeping your heart young isn't about being childish, it's about staying curious, open, and positive. That's a powerful foundation for a long life. Wow. In a world that is obsessed with speed, this is such a radical idea. The Okinawans teach us that living an unhurried life isn't about being lazy.
Not at all. It's about being deliberate. It's about being fully present in whatever you're doing, without that constant mental chatter about what's next.
And finally, maybe the simplest and best secret of them all. Just enjoy yourself. You're not going to find a lot of grim, serious centenarians in Okinawa. You're going to find people who are just full of life and laughter. They remind us that joy isn't a luxury item. It's a fundamental practice for a long and happy life.
Okay, so we've traveled all the way to Okinawa, we've unpacked the concepts of Ikigai and flow, and we've listened to some truly amazing wisdom from the elders. So the big question now is, how do we bring all of this back into our own lives?
The main takeaway here is that all of these principles are totally accessible to every single one of us. It all starts with a belief that you, yes, you, have an Ikigai just waiting to be discovered. You can help it along by seeking out flow, building your own moai of friends, and choosing a calmer, more optimistic life. And maybe the most powerful idea of all, in Japan, there isn't really a word for retirement in the way we think of it. The goal isn't to stop doing things. It's to find what you love so much that you never want to stop.
And that brings us right back to the final and most important question, the one you have to answer for yourself. Now, finding it isn't a race. It's a patient search. But knowing it might just change everything. So what's your Ikigai?